Mic check, mic check, mic check. What's going on, world? You already know it's your boy SB, and I'd like to welcome y'all back to episode 28 of season 5 of the Roll Up Podcast. But as always, before we get started, I just want to take a moment to say thank you to each and every one of y'all for y'all continuous support. If you subscribe to the podcast, whether it be on YouTube, Spotify Podcasts, or Apple Podcasts, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting the movement. Thank you for supporting the movement via social media. Thank you for engaging with the posts. Thank you for helping me spread the movement via word of mouth. Because as I say all the time, the main reason why we're going in the direction that we're going in is credit to the love and support that y'all give day in and day out. And as I've said 1,000 times before, and I'm going to say 1,000 times more, I shall forever give thanks like a pilgrim. But you already know, before we go any further, you know we got to handle some business first. I would like to extend the invitation, if you haven't done so already, to like, comment, and subscribe to the campaign. You can subscribe to the podcast now via YouTube at the Sauce Brady Experience. You can also follow me on social media at the Roll Up Podcast on Instagram and Threads. Be sure to tap into the SauceBradyExperience.com. That's the official hub of the Roll Up Podcast. I got a lot of great segments that are about to get added to the movement, and the one sure way to not miss a beat is to stay tapped into the hub and stay up to date with what's to come. Be sure to check out the Sauce Factory and the Spot to grab you some merch. That Season 5 collection is really going crazy right now. And like I said before, if you buy any merch from the Sauce Factory or the Spot, you automatically receive a free autographed copy of my book titled You Deserve Better. Speaking of You Deserve Better, you can find that and my first book titled Here's the Truth. Both are available right now on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Both are great reads. And if you're on day 1 or day 421, the conversation is still relatable and relevant, and it's going to give you that extra strength to keep going. I will also be starting a new campaign titled Gaming with Sauce, where I live stream some of my favorite video games, and we also do a Q&A so we can chop it up and connect with one another. I'm excited to embark on this live stream journey. I'm excited to give y'all some visual content to go along with the podcast, so make sure y'all stay tapped in for that greatness that's about to head y'all way. But now we got the business out of the way, it's time that we dive into today's conversation. To fall in line with the previous episodes, becoming mentally tough and learning to validate yourself is a necessary instrument to your success. But in order to fully achieve mental toughness and self-validation, you must be able to fortify your mind. So when you look up the term fortify, according to Oxford Languages, it means to provide a place with defensive works as protection against attack. Meaning that whenever life decides to test your energy, it's best to layer yourself in a protective layer of positive energy, so your intrusive thoughts don't grab the wheel. But as always, y'all know we got to kick the episode off with a quote. And today's quote is by boxing legend Mike Tyson, and it reads, "You got to train your mind to be stronger than your emotions, or else you'll lose every time." Becoming emotionally intelligent is arguably one of the greatest traits that successful people have. Yeah, having unlimited resources at your disposal is useful, and learning how to manage your emotional response is a key factor in determining the outcome of your life. It's not always easy to be able to manage your emotions, but when you're aware of what makes you tick or what ticks you off or what triggers you, it makes it easier to get to the root of the problem so you can bring yourself more peace. As the opening quote suggests, you have to train your mind to be stronger than your emotions. As we touched on before, thoughts are just thoughts until you add emotions. Once you add a vibration to a thought or feeling, you expedite that manifestation. When life begins to life and it seems like everything you're attracting is getting pushed further and further away, it is in these moments where optimism and positive energy have the most power. I know what you're thinking. Sauce, my bills are due. How can I be positive? Inflation sucks. How am I going to be able to afford a home? But the truth is, you have the ultimate say-so in the energy you feed your problems. Again, you have the ultimate say-so in the energy that you feed your problems. Because guess what? Life is going to be hard. There will be a lot of things that you regret or feel bad about. But the trick of mastering the mind is to always be in a space of gratitude. It's important to highlight that although you may feel like you don't have another option, you always have a choice in the way you respond. The manner in which you respond to life's adversities unlocks endless opportunities. If you respond negatively, you will receive negative, and vice versa. Being able to fortify your mind, however, in the face of adversity is one of the most solid traits that any human can have. Whether it's battling anxiety, negative thoughts, depression, lack of drive, self-motivation, and etc., what all happens next depends on the individual. When we learn to coat our minds with positive thinking, thoughts, mantras, affirmations, prayers, and etc., you are low-key reminding yourself of who you are. When you focus on who you are in this moment, nothing else matters. In order to become emotionally intelligent, there are a few things that must take place. 1. You must not judge yourself. 2. You must take responsibility for your shortcomings and learn from your mistakes. And lastly, you must be motivated. There are other ways to practice where you place your focus, but these are the main 3 that lay the foundation for the others. Let's dive in and get a little deeper. First things first, you need to release the spirit of judging yourself. When you learn to accept yourself for who you are enabling yourself to be honest in order to get to the root of the problem. When you learn to accept and validate yourself, as we touched on a few episodes ago, it makes you happy and it allows you to realign with your goals. As the opening quote illustrates, you have to train your mind to be stronger than your emotions. When you accept things for as they are, accept yourself for who you are self-regulating. When you're able to think clearly and not let emotions cloud your judgment, you can move towards the direction of your goals efficiently. Like we mentioned in the first 20 episodes, acceptance helps you make moves on purpose. Secondly, the ugliness and accountability is real, but it is also very, very necessary. By understanding that you and you alone are responsible for how your life plays out, it enables you to become more aware and holds you more responsible for the thoughts and actions that you take towards reaching your goals. Everybody wants success, but not too many people are prepared to pay the price. There will be times that your plan doesn't make sense to anybody. There will be times where the people close to you won't see the vision, but the important thing is you have to keep yourself in check so you can stick to the plan. Because remember, all goals seem impossible until they're complete. When it pertains to fortifying your mind, you have to be 100% sure that you're on the right path. When distractions come, it's your job to stop them in their tracks so you can remain locked in on the mission. Lastly, you have to stay motivated because inspiration is good for you, but it often fades away during inactivity. And one sure way to stay locked in is to find ways to motivate yourself. Because by definition, motivation is having an incentive or a strong desire to do well or succeed in some pursuit. When you're motivated to get something done, you will be relentless in your efforts. Kind of like that new saying that's out right now. You got to have that killer instinct. You got to have that dog in you. And it has to be ready to be ferocious in your approach to greatness, especially when it comes to creating the life that we want to live. Having a reason of why you want to achieve certain goals is a must because it helps provide clarity in the brainstorming process and in the effort department. With motivation, you're honing in on the skills required to elevate. With motivation, you're showing up day in and day out, taking the initiative every day to actively choose the route you want to take. When we are able to embody these 3 traits, we are opening the floodgate to other positive attributes necessary to stay focused on the mission at hand. These 3 lead to greater self-control, greater self-awareness, easier adjustments, makes you a better teammate, and etc. Learning to fortify your mind during the test of an adversity is quite a task, but if you can master your emotional response, it'll save you a lot of time and effort. Because again, I'm going to remind you, your goals and your dreams are very attainable. It just boils down to, are you going to lock in and get them done, or are you going to procrastinate and create more excuses? Because you can't have both. My suggestion is that you stop avoiding the work and get to it. I'm not trying to come at you any type of way. I just know that you're tired of having the same conversation without any action coming from it. So starting today with today's episode, so you can move out of your own way and be successful, fortify your mind. Because everybody can want more for you. But the real question is, do you want more for yourself? Because life is a revolving door of both good and bad. and you need both of them to flourish. But if you can take the bad with a smile on your face, you're setting yourself up for the win. So with that being said, starting today, let's try to stay on the path to greatness. Don't get distracted by the intangibles. Don't get distracted by who's doing or who's not doing. Just remain focused on you, handle your business, and watch how everything begins to turn in your favor. I believe in you. I believe that you're greater than the negative vibes that's keeping you from being great. But as I say in every episode, it's up to you to see it too. I hope something was said in this episode to illuminate your path and guide you along the way. I hope I said something that you could take with you as you go in and out of your daily plans. And as always, man, make sure y'all tap into the Roll Up Podcast, man. Thank y'all for tuning in for today's episode. I was sick last week. I don't know if y'all could tell, but I'm starting to feel a little better. Starting to get back in that recording mode. So y'all stay locked into the campaign, man, because, man, I got some shit that's getting ready to drop, and y'all ain't even going to know what hit you. So if you want to stay tapped into what's happening, make sure you follow me on social media at The Roll Up Podcast, on Instagram and Threads. Make you stay locked in to the Sauce Brady Experience YouTube channel. Make sure you grab you some merch, win you a free copy of the book, autographed by your boy. And you already know, man, smoke you a fatty, because you deserve it. You already know it's your boy. I'm Adi. Peace.